Hi viewers, thank you so much for tuning in. It's Ines Namibia here. If it's your first time joining me, don't forget to subscribe and also do hit the bell so whenever I upload a video, you will be notified. Today I'm coming to you and I'm wearing my auntie's favorite dress. Those of you that watched the previous video knows that I had a disagreement with my auntie whereby she goes on Facebook and just try to expose the hell out of me, like trying to embarrass me. Miguel did comment crap under my pictures. So yeah, today I came across this video and I'll be speaking about oh, you say YouTube doesn't allow these words. Okay, there is a child in Namibia that definitely he hurt himself, and it actually cost his life, and he ended his life due to the fact that he was being bullied at school. The boy was bullied at school and he reported the matter several times, but it seems that the school management, they allegedly failed to take action and reprimand uh, the the suspects or the children that are actually capable of this, the cause of this bullying and so on. So it just tells me how much our little ones go through at school. Like as a parent, we need to communicate mostly to our children. It's painful losing such a young life. It's really painful. We need to communicate to our children mostly when they come back from school and so on, ask them how school was and so on, because most of them are suffering in silence. Sometimes parents, I just I believe that we don't have time for our little ones in most cases. We don't have time for our little ones in most cases, being that after school the child goes to sleep or they go do some chores or something, and you are a parent, you maybe came from work and you are very tired and exhausted, and we just fail to communicate with our children. We need to bring up a convo, like ask your children how school was and so on, because if you don't ask them, they might not be able to open up to you. I personally have this little child of mine. After school, she would tell me, yeah, today the school was not so nice and so on. And guys, I'm not lying to you. These things are happening in our daily lives. There are parents that are really failing to bring up their children in a certain way. I still believe that charity starts at home. It starts at home. As a parent, mostly as a mother, I'm speaking from the mother a capacity of being a mother. So as a parent, you need to understand your children's mindsets. There are these kids, I'm not going to blame you, but you must try your best. There are kids that are really, really uh sorry, I just read something here. It's not a laughing matter. So there are children that really are, you'll say, psychologically affected. I don't know, due to some traumas or something. And another factor is that how the child was also brought up, and also how the child was also made. I mean, it also have a huge impact on that child's bringing up and so on, or growing up in psychological state of mind. So there are children in the midst of our little ones that are really, really bullies. I don't know, sometimes the children are affected because they come from houses where there is no love. Sometimes as parents we argue and insult in front of our little children, and it affects our children, it affects our little beings. They get affected if you argue at home, let me say, and you use vulgar words and so on in front of our children. They get affected by that, and the children tends to not have love for one another. Like, I mean, I'm my child, my little girl have friends at school. Hey, she have some friends, like best friends, and the love they have for one another as parents of those children, we used to discuss and be like, wow, how, guys, the love these children have for one another, it's just extremely, like, it's, they love each other to the point that you won't understand, like to the point that my child will be making bracelets for their friends. Apparently it's a friendship bracelets, and vice versa from the others. The love they have, I wish experience we also had this love. And you find some children coming from school, like coming at the same school where our children are attending, and those children are very, very they are rough and they are aggressive. That's why I'm not lying to you. When I hold the party, I'm not being sorry, but when I held a party or something, I rather invite girl children to my child if she, like, to attend the party as girls, né? Unless some boys also coming with their siblings. But once your child is rough, you need to teach your children to be soft, because these children, if they are not soft, they are rough, they are going to hurt the other ones. And you understand that these little beings are soft. Imagine somebody bullying your child at school to the point where the child does not find security, like even not even in the teachers. They fail to reprimand the culprits in this case. They could have taken these kids for psychological help. They needed to go for, they could have informed the parents. Parents should also be trying their best to speak to their children and try to just how do I say, to counsel them. If when they fail, there are psychologists out there, there are social workers out there, and most of them, like in Namibia at the state hospital, they are free. They don't charge. You have to go. If it comes to mental health, guys, we need to really take this situation very serious. We need to take this issue very serious, like very serious, guys. So mental health is not only like affecting adults, né? I realize it affects also our children. And this is a rare case whereby this little child, he hurt himself and he's gone, like he's so gone. And some of these things we really need to take them serious. And I understand sometimes we don't take matters serious until something happens. It's the same thing I'll say, like example in our roads. You know that this certain road needs speed humps, né? Because people are driving fast there. It's a busy street. But then the management or the whoever is responsible for putting up those speed humps, they will not put them up until an accident happens. That's when they are going to act. So I really just want to send my condolences to the family that lost this little one, and I pray and hope that they find courage in the Lord. So yeah, it's a sad story, but I just hope it doesn't repeat itself again. And I really pray that the mother or the father and the family of this little child finds comfort in the Lord. And the justice must be served in this case. The justice must be served. Sorry. We have children that are really rough out there at school. There was a time I took my child for swimming classes, and you see these little beings that are part of this group. The kids are rough. In some words, our children even like just speak out of their mind, like out of their that come out of their mouths. You will be shocked. You won't think it's coming from a child. In our house, we don't use vulgar words. To the point when sometimes I get angry or maybe talking to my friend, sometimes we use this I'm not like this other words, like the F word. I'll be like F, and then my child will be like mama. Like, and then you just forget that no, sorry, like you have to apologize and that no, sorry, baby, we don't use those type of words in this house. We must really try to bring up our children in a very best way. We must try our best. If you need help, go seek help. If you cannot, sometimes our parents are also going through a lot, and they don't realize that they are neglecting their children's growth. But nobody, and we don't want to lose children in this type of way. We don't want to lose lives in this type of way. We really need to. And as teachers also, we know there are children out there that are stepping on other children in school and so on. Teachers, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to contact the parent of that certain child that is bullying others, and let the parent know that no, this child is doing this and this. Call that parent, like, please bring her forth and just tell her that your child is having a problem. Maybe he is bullying the others. He is not. I know of a child, and I'm not lying to you. I know of a child that most children at some certain schools are complaining about. And I have also observed that to a point that I see the mother also shouting at that child, like, no, sometimes she failed, like, but okay, sometimes maybe we'll say it's a mental, how do I say? Maybe he suffers from some mental health or something. But what can be done? That makes then I will say that makes that child a special somebody, and he might need to go to a special school because he doesn't fit to be in the midst of the other children. That is my opinion. Don't take me wrong. One thing I also want to say is that the the surrounding or the environment where your child grows up, the environment where you bring up your child can affect the child's like upbringing and so on. Like sometimes, let me say, a child that grow up in an environment where there is playing with other children actually, and some children are really problematic. Sometimes you need to know, like, let me say now, in the place whereby at home, not at school, in the place where your child plays with a child from the neighborhood, you have the full control of that. You are not going to allow a child to play with somebody's child that you know that child is rough and they use vulgar words at home. You must protect these little beings to the point where you are protecting them so they can, I don't know, they know that it's not, they don't know whether they are right or wrong, but protect this child from the society, because we choose to bring up our children in different ways. Okay, so now one thing is that you bring your child out there, they go play with other children, the child go play with other children, then person A's child is very rough, they use insulting words and so on. It affects your child, pick up those words, and then he might suddenly think it's normal. But you forget that when you raise your child in this house, you try by all means to not use such type of words, because you're trying to protect this child. People can just say we are overprotecting over our children, but we sometimes need to know what we are protecting them from. We are protecting our children from this toxic society. We are, because it is a parent's right to raise up their child the way they want to. It's a parent's right. So that is why you also need to be selective of who you have to bring around your child. It's the same applies to women. If you are a single mother and you have to accept now this man to be your partner. Sorry, you have to bring this man to be your partner. That man must pass some certain requirements to qualify to come near your children, to stand as a stepfather or whatever. He need to pass some certain test. Let them say you are overprotective when it comes to your children, but that is just how it is. So it is very sad to come across this type of news, that whatever happens here, but I just pray that things will be well and parents really learn from this. Let me know what your thoughts are in this regards, and have a beautiful day. As I will say, love and light to the family that lost this little angel. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye.